Hey, I record this video. It's 9:22 a.m. Chicago time, Thursday, 1st of December 2011. I hope you had a good day's trading. I'm done for the day, 4 points, 3 trades, so quite happy with that. And apologies for not putting anything up on the site over the last couple of days. We're actually out of here in a couple of days' time from southwest France, Biarritz, going to Aix-en-Provence for a few days, and then on to California, which will be fun. And so a lot to do in the meantime, so apologies if there's not going to be much kind of going on the site over the next few days, but I'll do what I can. Anyway, before I just tag on my day trades, just want to put up a 4,000, or a couple of charts anyway. First of all, 4,500 tip bar chart, Emini. And this was yesterday's activity, where we had the announcement of this coordinated worldwide federal kind of reserve bank, central bank kind of action, where the market just went epileptic. And if we go back a couple of days, so here is the Friday low down here at 1150, and we've now run up to 1250. So 100 points in 3 days. It's you couldn't make this stuff up. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'm going to go and talk about the average trade size chart, but this was the Friday where the professionals were very smart people kind of getting in on that move, and then we had this kind of sequence kind of pulling back and then making a second kind of leap on here. Yesterday's activity was really interesting. We did have kind of topping out activity here. But and a lot of the amateurs were trying to get short here. You could see this kind of classic move here. We topped out with kind of bearish divergence and so on, and amateur up bars couldn't get the move going, and then the amateurs decided, well, we're going into a downtrend here. And at kind of 13, 32s, 34s kind of down here, they thought the thing was just rolling over just at lunchtime. Of course, professionals said, no way, we need far more, we're going to get you wrong-footed and take profits higher up. And so all these Rambo patterns, potential reversal of amateur breakouts, so the breakout by the amateurs breakdown, got reversed on bang, and we went for this runaway. And look at the end of yesterday, between kind of 38 and 48, pretty much all these professional blue bars, huge number of exhaustion buying signals, and there was the professionals all just exiting out of there. They were very happy with themselves, 100-point moves in 3 days. And then overnight we've had pullback to end of trend, and we've just had a second cyclical turn after end of trend, and these little spikes up at 1250, Rambo patterns up here. So it'll be interesting to see how today, whether they kind of keep it elevated or if we kind of move down a little bit. But just talking about those average trade size, so here's this chart, the 135-minute chart, 3 of these bars per day. Blues shows professional activity. It's not the same as the Pro-Am indicator, but I'm using the same bar coloring as that, and you can see that was that Friday down here at 1150, bang, and they just stomped on it. While you were eating the leftovers of your Thanksgiving turkey, the professionals were hard at work buying up that low. And then you can see they've been acted this entire week, this whole move down. They were taking profits all the way up, getting short kind of here, and then bang, the move kind of went down. We didn't see any blue professional bars until we got that 1150 low, and then they've been kind of active here. Whether they were kind of taking profits midway up or just getting ready, I mean, news that we had, I mean, you can't keep that kind of quiet, so I'm sure they were kind of acquiring here. But yesterday's activity with all those blue professional bars at the 1250 kind of level was a lot of kind of profit taking here, so just be wary kind of going forward. But we might have a couple of days to run, and let me just show you some charts here. So oscillator, trend oscillator, first of all we had our cluster of buying signals down here, beauties, and you have to sit through a little bit of heat if you're kind of swing trading these, but we've kind of gone off. Now we're up at 100 plus 100 on the better trend, so we're kind of getting to overbought levels, and we had a bearish divergence signals here. And I'd talk about these bearish divergence signals will signal when this is about to roll over. So for example here, this took a few days to roll over on this particular point here. This one back here was almost on the money. So I think the trend oscillator will roll today, tomorrow, next day kind of thing, but that's just the first signal of weakness in this trend oscillator, and then these will take profits and kind of go short. And it's a very interesting point on the better trend lines. So we've actually come to this kind of crux apex kind of move here. It's like we were in congestion, broke out of congestion, kind of fell into a downtrend here. We're in a downtrend. We bounce all the way back to kind of kiss this rising trend line, which happens to coincide with the falling trend line. It's funny how you see these kind of, so that's an important point, although it's the convergence of two kind of trend lines. So we're at that kind of critical juncture up at 1250, and could easily see this kind of roll over potentially. But on when is this roll going to happen? That's why I'm saying it's couple of days away, because of the kind of cycles on a whole bunch of stuff, on the beta sine wave, on the oscillators. The oscillators, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. On the beta sine wave, we've got a cyclical resistance kind of coming up due here, and I just want to point out this on the charts here. This is at es.d, so this is the day session only data. Exactly the same chart, put it on the at es. This is the day and night session data. Now look at this. The pullback in an uptrend kind of went off as a cyclical support area on the at es.d up here, but if you look at the day and night session, that signal actually went off down here. So you can see there. So it's kind of interesting on this chart, and so this has got a couple of days to roll till we get that cyclical resistance kind of going off there, and that's why I don't think the market's in a hurry to kind of roll over. And particularly, they're using that kind of good news supposedly out of the central banks. Personally, I think it's panicking, but anyway, good news out of the central banks in order to take profits and just see where this move kind of goes. I know we've had huge kind of so we had the huge sell-off. We've been making this big bottom with kind of flush signals down here, flush signals down here. This is Rambo Friday's activity after Thanksgiving into cyclical support. We kind of go off this way. We've got this kind of blue professional bar kind of setting this move off. So just I'm going to wait and see where that kind of resistance line kind of gets plotted, and whether you're looking at ES or at es.d, that's kind of important. And then the same thing is being seen on these other kind of index charts. So this is the Dow chart, and you can see here the support level came in at this point here, and we've got a couple of days to roll here. On the S&P, the same thing happened here, Rambo support and so on. On the Nasdaq, it kind of signaled here. That was more like the at es.d, and then on the Russell again, the pullback support levels signaled as a pullback there instead of right down at the bottom of that move. So I know that's a little bit kind of technical, but if you're a beta sine wave user and kind of interested in that, looking at those two charts, at es and at es.d has slightly different kind of support levels kind of coming in, but they're both coming up to that resistance level over the next 3 days. So yeah, just that huge amount of kind of activity we had up at 1250 yesterday, kind of, and the way they just used those Rambo patterns to kind of springboard it up back right up into the 1250s. And we'll see. We're up at this level where they were quite happy to take profits and kind of go short last time, so they're going to look at this as another opportunity to get short, or time will tell. Anyway, so I've tacked on my day trades at the end of this video, so I hope your trading is going well. Long 43.50, long 43.50, and reason for getting long, just this little pullback amateur down bars here. I've had exhaustion selling on the 1500 tip bar chart. It's kind of nothing type scores here, kind of pre-open, just post-open. Cyclical support potentially coming on the 4500 tip bar chart. Maybe this looks like, okay, we just had cyclical support coming on the 15, so that kind of quickly went from resistance to support there. And so potentially like a little bit of a double bottom type here, finding support on the 4500 tip bar chart. So just playing off this little, okay, so into a Rambo pattern, so we're in a little congestion zone between 42.5 and 44. So let's just see if we get a little breakout to the upside. A minute later we just kind of came in to test down at 42s. Very weak selling though, you can see on better momentum, caused a bullish divergence pattern on the 1500 tip bar chart, so we've got exhaustion, bullish divergence. Potentially at a cyclical support area here, an important one on 45. Normally I like to see these running to pull back to end of trends, but let's see, just okay, blue professional down bar. Again, kind of just testing those lows at 42. That needs to hold. We need to break back up to 43 to show the professionals are accumulating there rather than kind of selling down. Okay, resistance is coming on the 1500 tip bar chart here. So we're in this little kind of consolidation zone. Okay, another blue professional bar on 500, and we're kind of breaking back up above that. So let's continue to hold. It's just trying to find this bottom at 42s. 41.50 out 41.50. Don't know, doesn't seem to want to go. We've got cyclical support to make on the 1500 tip bar chart, and we're just hanging around here, so let's just hold off and wait and see. It's just really quiet around here, so ISM at 9 o'clock, but don't want to wait till 9. Let's just wait and see if we get some kind of professional amateur bar here. A minute later, that's annoying, we're up at 44.5 almost, and so 41.50 kind of held. We just rocketed up here, 44.5, and this is coming support on 4500 tip bar chart. But I don't like it because it's kind of being led by the amateurs, Rambo patterns up here. So just going to wait for this cyclical turn to come in on the 1500 tip bar chart and just see what it does. 43.75, long 43.75, and this little pullback was on professional bars. Down and in, was kind of holding a little bit before support. No blue professional bars here. We got this kind of swing, kind of holding on the 4500 tip bar chart. So I'm guessing we're going to punch above 44.5 and just go for a little bit of an exhaustion move. So I suppose I'm in a little early here. Should be waiting for this cyclical cross to come in on the 500, but it just looked like it was just going to come through there. So what I'd like to see is some kind of amateur bar here, blue professional bar, something like that on this little retrace move. Give me confidence that they're kind of buying that little retrace, and then it'll turn around and go the other way. So cyclical support just about to come in. I'm back up to 44s. So let's see if we go for a little bit of a move above 44.5. Okay, this has started to run now to 46s, and I'm sorely tempted to move my target by a couple of points and make up for that exit kind of earlier on. 47.75 is the target at the moment, a couple of points away. We're on 7,000 on better momentum. That 47.75 will be right at this kind of previous high. So, you know, I could see it kind of pushing through there by a couple of points, but let's see. It's kind of, I don't want to move it and lose my position in the queue, just in case. Okay, bearish divergence just came in on the 500 tip bar chart, but no blue professional bars, and yeah, we should be looking for something like an extreme signal like that on the way up. So let's continue to hold. Okay, here we go, just spiking up to 47s, just leaving my target where it is. A little bit of a rollover on better momentum, but wasn't exhaustion buying. Probably see, you know, pullback to end of trend on the 500, unless this is like a, yeah, it doesn't look like a complex correction. It looks like we were making a bottom here after pullback to end of trend, and so this is going to be breaking out into a pullback to end of trend. Okay, Rambo pattern here at 47, so a little bit of weakness there. Still buying going on. We got a little bit of a ways to run to a cyclical resistance here on 45. So I think the thing to do is just to hold on, try to get 47.75, wait for the retrace and the final kind of push up and get my 2 points on that final push. So here we go. Let's go through. We had one down blue professional bar and then one up, so a little bit of weakness there. Professionals taking, but nothing on the 45 yet. And you know, around here, that previous high, there's going to be a bunch of stops. So yeah, just hoping for my usual little stop pop to get taken out on that. So still holding on. Go taken out 47.75. And so 48 was this recent high up here, so we're going to get a little bit of weakness, and it wasn't an exhaustion buying signal. It was pretty high up there at 8,000 around this point here, but we've not had that kind of real extreme kind of blow off activity yet, or a pullback to end of trend on 500. So rescued a little bit, 2 point loss, 4 point gain, so I'm up 2. Now I just want to make another 2, and we'll come up to this cyclical resistance here. So let's try and find a decent kind of pullback area. Okay, there's another blue professional bar going off the 1500. So let's wait for that little pullback and then kind of re-enter and see if we can pick off another 2. Long 47.50, long 47.50, and just changing my target to 49.50. Let's just see if we can just get pushed out on a little retest of the highs. So this move, so we had ISM just came out 9 o'clock, and coming to support here. Rambo patterns, amateur down bars, blue professional bar there. It's a flush signal on 45, but you know, just to be, I think 49.25 was the high there. So you know, if we just get a little bit lucky on this run up. Let's see, might have a little bit. Yep, here we go. So 49.5, just a point away. Come on, come on, come on. A little bit of technical weakness at a previous high, and come on, bingo. Out 49.5 for another 2. Excellent. Well, a little bit nerve-wracking, and it's going higher. That's fine. It's really weak in terms of better momentum here. So, and Rambo pattern up here. Interesting to see if we kind of turn around today or just kind of hang around the highs. That's good. 9:02 a.m. 2-point loss. 4-point gain and a 2-point gain, so up for the day after 3 trades. Excellent.